Sorry, I was just looking at all the shit that I've bought recently. I think we're starting with the French Dispatch today. Let's try that out. It's May. Still May I'm filming this. I expect this whole entire clip will probably just be one video because why not, mostly? But also because I don't think I'm really expecting much else. I say that. I don't know why I say that. Fuck it. Who cares? What do we get? French Dispatch. I literally got it the day after I released. Actually, the day I think I released the new video. I think the day before, actually. I just, got it for, $15 from Amazon. I figured that was pretty cool. I'd seen it for free on Disney+, so to some degree I was like, oh, I don't need to buy it. My dad watched it on Foxtel. I watched it on Disney+. It has no fucking special features, but I like Wes Anderson. So... And it was cheaper than it probably ever would be because they ended up doing a 20% off sale at JB Hi-Fi, and it still ended up being $15.98. So, score. As addition to my, I don't believe I did this one already, Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'm expecting the 39 version as well to come in. This is the Kino Classics 4K Restoration Edition. I plan to watch this with the rest of my Universal Monsters. I have got a lot of Universal Monsters that I have been watching. If you saw my previous mail video, I got the Classics Monsters box set. But this comes with a booklet and a disc. This is a pretty new release. I believe it came out late last year. Yeah, 2021. So it does come with a booklet that has some stuff written in it, which is cool. It's very small. It's a lot smaller than the Phantom one that I got, the BFI Phantom of the Opera. But yeah, this one I'll probably keep this one on the shelf with the 39 edition when it comes out, mostly because I would have much preferred to have put these in the Classic Monsters case, but unfortunately it doesn't fit because I don't. It's only a certain amount of space, and it doesn't actually have any of the Hunchback films in it. So yeah, I figured I'd get that. So I'm pretty keen to watch that film, of course. Next up we have, actually I'll make this a triple thread. We've got Love Serenade. Bought this at a sale at JB Hi-Fi. This is the first Blu-ray release of the film, which is really freaking nice. This is actually the reversible cover, which does have the theatrical poster. If I show you, because it's got the disc is the fish. The alternate cover, which is the main cover that you see, does come with all that stuff. I am yet to find out. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know if it's the HD remaster they did do, which is on Netflix. I'd imagine it is, because why wouldn't it be? If it isn't, that would be really, really shit. But it's an Australian film, and usually Umbrella is usually pretty nice to Australian films, because it's an Australian company. But it does have the original behind-the-scenes featurette, interviews of cast and crew, a film buff's forecast, interview of director Shirley Barrett, photo gallery and theatrical trailer. If I looked at my edition of Love Serenade, if I look at my DVD edition, which is signed, I got it signed earlier this year because I had this before this came out, unfortunately. But as you can see, it's still the same poster, except it just looks better on this one because it's not blown up. It just looks like a really shitty DVD, which I kind of think is still cute. This still has commentary behind the scenes and a trailer, so yeah, I don't know how much of it's different, but this is letterboxed, whereas this isn't. So it's definitely already an upgrade to the version I already have. So ideally I'll look into it. I'll probably do an anatomy for Blu-ray soon on this. What else do we have? Matrix Resurrections, that's the one. Resurrections on 4K. I debated getting the Steelbook, but in Australia we just got the plain one where it's whites with it does have the gloss feature and does have the pill and the cat in the back, but I'm like, I don't really care, and I have all the rest of these in the standard covers anyway, so maybe if they do a Steelbook set at some stage I might get all 4 of those, but then they are doing a Steelbook set and they just kind of look the exact same as what I already have, so yeah, I do really like this film, but I wanted to wait for a sale to get it. So, yeah, I'm keen to rewatch it eventually. I got this for really cheap. This was $20, maybe 18 actually, on eBay. Yeah, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Never got to see it in cinema. Kind of wish I had. in a way, because this wasn't phenomenal. I mean, I watched it on Monday night, and it was decent. It's a decent film. It's just, it feels like it's lacking something. It's a film that is like, oh, hey, you know the first two games, but the remakes of them and how they're all cinematic and shit? Yeah, we wanted to just do that as a movie, and they did. It's like a shot-for-shot remake of the game, which is not great. Not because the game looks bad. The game looks great, and the game has a better director and a better writer. This doesn't, and this is two games in one, and it just feels like a slog. Like the first, half an hour is pretty great. Like it's great, it's atmospheric and everything, but then once everyone starts turning to zombies, it just kind of, the tension kind of goes out, and then it just becomes jump scare-ish fest, but it has its moments, but the characters are really lousy. It's just not really much to emotionally invest yourself into. But it looks great, so the 4K was definitely worth it. And I did watch the Replicating the DNA, which was basically them admitting to, oh yeah, we love the game so much we just remade it as a movie. And it's like, oh shit, they're literally showing shot by shot, like, the differences in the scenes. I'm like, oh my god, but you can just also see just how much better, like, the game is just through its feeling of how it's depicting the scenes, not just through shots, because the shots are basically the same, but it's like the direction behind it just feels a lot better. So yeah, it's kind of oofed. I mean, definitely for the Resident Evil fans for sure. I haven't personally played any of the games, but now I don't feel like I need to, but I also don't feel like I want to, because it's like, this is not a good advert for the game. It's like, I don't want to play it now, because it looks, if the game's as boring as the movie, I'm not going to play the game, but I don't play games anyway, but I would definitely be more down to play the game, because watching the fucking actual comparison, I'm like, oh wow, it actually just kind of has a better feeling to it. Nevertheless, I don't recommend the film. I actually personally prefer the Mila Jovovich films, because they're just fun as hell and much more rewatchable than that. That does have a good atmosphere. It has some great visuals and some great, like, effects work, and the zombies look really good, but yeah, it's just, well, I wasn't completely sold on it, and it sucks because I spent probably price of ticket admission to buy the 4K, so I don't really mind that. So I don't regret the purchase. And I think the special features are better to have, so you can get an idea of what they were going for, because even, like, the actors are saying how, like, oh yeah, we played the games when they first came out, because the movie is set in 98, which is when the game came out, and they're like, yeah, it's like so cool to see all these things and these, like, Easter eggs that, like, all the fans will love and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, it's definitely very sugar-coated as a film. That's great, good for them. It definitely feels like the game in its look, but it just doesn't have a good directing feel to it. The director just seemed too much like, I'm just going to make it like the game is and not actually have cinematic vision. Yeah, because it's written and directed by the same guy, so it's like, you know who to blame, the writer and the director. Because the cinematographer was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to shoot the shit out of this movie. And then the visual effects work and the practical effects and all the zombies and stuff, it's like, good shit, Obviously they knew what the fuck they were basing it off of, because someone had done it 25 years earlier. So, yeah, kind of a big oofed in my book. Another from Amazon, Oh Brother, We're Out Now. I got this for like $10 just because I wanted to buy this, because this was like down to like $46, and I have the DVD set, and this is the Australian edition, where it comes with a sleeve, which is really nice, and it comes like, this is like a book, and this actually does tell you all the stuff. If you're curious, for Australian viewers, yes, this is just the full screen versions, like the widescreen presentation. But even like looking at videos, despite the fact that this has a lot of discs, it's got 5 discs, it just feels very heavy. This does have like all the same special features as the DVD, which I already had the DVD. I bought it after I watched the show on Amazon, and I really liked the show. I kind of wish I hadn't bought the DVD now, because I basically spent double the price to get the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is like 4K remaster, like remastered sound, still all the same special features ported over with a few extra commentaries and interviews and whatever. But yeah, and now it's a widescreen too, which a lot of fans like. If you get the American set, it has the 4x3 and the widescreen version. I don't mind which one, but I kind of like the widescreen, because the show can naturally feel, the full screen, because I did shoot it like that. So I'm not particularly bothered. I probably would have preferred the American set, so if I wanted to go between one or the other, but at the same time, I kind of like the widescreen. And it looks really good, so... As in, like, the restoration, so, yeah. Still, better than $110, that's for sure. I bought this one from eBay. This is the Creature from the Black Lagoon Alex Ross Steelbook, which I, of course, have put in a protector. If you don't know, I am a huge Creature from the Black Lagoon fan. I actually get to see it tomorrow night in 3D, which is going to be fracking rad. I do plan to make a vlog about it, hopefully. But yeah, I've got a bunch of figurines for the creature. I've got 2 steelbooks currently. I got this one pretty cheap from Amazon, from eBay, which I now realize it has dirt on the front. That's really bothersome. I mean, you can't really see it when you're looking right at it, but if you look at underneath the light, you can. Yeah, it was pre-owned, so there is like a tiny scratch at the top, which again, you can't even tell. It's like a tiny chip that under the right light you can, but it's black and white, so you can't really tell. And there's some like chipping to this as well, but like one there and one there, but again, I can't really... It doesn't bother me too much because I don't really mind. I'm just happy to have gotten it for like less than $100. I think I got it for like 70 odd in the end. But yeah, so it did come with its original sleeve and everything, which I think was still stuck on it. I don't think it was because of how obvious that like that's been worn off. But no, that still looks great, you know, very nicely detailed. I only have the Bride of Frankenstein one that Alex Ross also did. I haven't collected any of the rest of them. I was definitely planning to, like when I bought this, they had like the Mummy and Frankenstein and Dracula on Amazon, and it was like a really good price for them, and then I didn't have any money for it, so I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing that then. So I didn't do it. Next up, we have the Singing in the Rain 4K Steelbook set, which I plan to do a separate video on, but it's a bloody nice set. You get all this extra details, from a booklet to... That was probably glare on it, wasn't it? You know, you get art cards, booklet, poster, all kinds of stuff. So I'll show that off in another video. I don't really know if anyone will watch it, but it just saves a bit of time, I think, maybe. Yeah, I told you there was a lot of this clip. I got this one yesterday, across 110th Street. Obviously, I haven't watched it yet. This is from Imprint. This was pretty difficult to get. Like, I ordered this with the next one. They came from, like, I don't know, 50 to 80 kilometers away. So, like, came from pretty far east. But yeah, so you got to open the insert. But yeah, I'm on the Facebook page, and even they were saying, like, it was quite hard for a lot of people to get it, especially in Victoria. So, yeah, because the online Chadson said it had some, but the guy on the Facebook page said, yeah, no, I went there and they didn't have any. It said there was meant to be like 5 in stock and they had none. So, yeah, glitch in the system or whatever. So I got Thirst with it, basically because JB now has this perks program. So they, you know, if you sign up for a membership, you get a $10 coupon. So I did that, and I bought this with across 110th Street. Basically used 6 of the fucking $10 to get for postage, and it didn't even matter because when it arrived, it was like, oh yeah, you have to go pick it up now because it was bloody total terrible. But yeah, so you got just like most classic Umbrella, you get both posters on the inside, which is really nice. I feel like I would have preferred this one on the front, but this one's still quite interesting. I think this might have been the original, or this is like a VHS cover or something. But yeah, maybe it's like theatrical Australian, and then international? I don't know. Anyway, you open it up, and God, it's all breaking apart, isn't it? What the hell is that from? This is the second piece of this Blu-ray to come off, and I don't even know where it's from. Maybe I just left it in there from yesterday. That's possible. But yeah, it's got a bit of blood in it, as you can see there. And it comes with some postcards. So, you got blood, syringe, drinking from the syringe. I don't want to cut my fingers, just in case. Pep cuts. Really nicely detailed, high gloss. interesting shots. Like, I haven't seen the film yet. Yeah, the coffin, cute playtime, I don't know. I think he just died. The helicopter, I guess it's a big helicopter scene, and it's exploitation, so it looks pretty classic. Yeah, I'm very keen to watch this one as well. Got another handful here. Why is my phone there? I don't know why it's been there the whole time. Again in the JB sale. I bought a lot in the JB sale. Marooned. I got the imprint film. I really wanted to get the Conquest of Space, but it just doesn't look good as a film. The cover looks fantastic. It's very 2001 inspired, but the film apparently is really shit. So, or not really shit, just not great. So, this one looked a bit better, and I bought it with my next imprint label as well. That being Dead Again. It's like on Stan or whatever, but it sounded a lot more interesting. You know, much more critically regarded and whatever. Really nice overall sets. I do really like imprint still. I don't have any beef against them or whatever, but yeah, I'm very interested to watch these eventually. I get very busy these days. I make it sound really dramatic when I say that, like, oh, I'll eventually get around to it, but it's like, I've got 2 jobs now. It's really hard to watch movies. I guess I'll start with these 2. I did get Jackass 3 and Jackass Forever. I didn't have any of the Jackass films before these, and I'd watched the first 3. I haven't watched the uncut versions yet, but I've watched the first 3 on, like, Amazon or Stan or something, so, you know, and watched this in cinema, probably one of the best films of the year so far. And now what I've done is I've actually put the DVD of Jackass 3 in the Blu-ray set, because I have this whole box that I also bought on the same day. This was like around $45, down from like 50 odd, again, percentage off. It's really kind of tricky to get out, because of course, even though this came out in like 2020, yes, 2020, 2020, baby. See, it's just a sleeve. Now, you guys know I'm not big on DVDs anymore, but I bought it because most of these were all done like basically standard definition to some degree, you know, but it comes with everything except for Forever. So, the classic TV collection, like 3 volumes of the show, plus the lost tapes. Then you got Jackass the Movie Uncut, all special features, Jackass number 2 Uncut, Jackass 2.5 Uncut, Jackass 3 Uncut, which of course I've changed, so now it's the Blu-ray, and Jackass 3.5 Uncut. So it has a lot of special features. Basically describes them all there really effectively, from the classic TV show and the lost tapes to the first film, the second film, the third film, the fourth film, the fifth film, the sixth. I would put, and it opens up like this. So you got the first movie, uncut, second movie, the Blu-ray of the third movie, the DVD of the 3.5, lost tapes, volume 1, 2, and 3. I would consider putting in Forever, but I'm happy to put Jackass Forever by itself on the shelf and like have this somewhere up there or whatever. I don't know, it's interesting because I never thought that I would ever care about the Jackass films or show or whatever. I just got really, I was like mildly depressed one week last year. Maybe was it last year? I'm pretty sure it was like pretty early last year. I think I said earlier that I watched this all for the first time this year, but no, I'm pretty sure I watched it for the first time last year, and I was in a pretty shitty spot, and I wanted to watch something funny, you know. Hey guy, tell me what's funny, let me watch something funny, and he suggested Jackass, and I was like, I'm not going to like Jackass, so I put it on, and I really liked it, and then I watched the second one like the next day, and the third one the day after. I didn't watch any of the uncut versions yet, but I really liked the films, and I thought that they were hilarious. I'm not great on the gross out stuff, but it's hilarious whenever the cameraman throws up, because he's so grossed out by what's happening, so that's pretty fun. There's just a charm and humour to them that just, it's juvenile, but it's just fun, you know. If you can just get into it, then it's like, yeah, you'll enjoy it. If you can't, then just fuck off, it's not for you. but Forever was a blast to watch in cinema. Like, I went with Guy, and he was laughing at everything, and he was fucking falling out of his chair. It was such a funny movie. And decently heartfelt as well. It was just a joy to watch. So, there's definitely some, missing of certain characters, both from people who have passed away and people who weren't able to film, which was disappointing, of course. But what they made was still fantastic, so I was very happy with it, hence why I think it's one of the best films of the year so far. So, yeah, good shit altogether. Yeah. Anyway, last but not least, I picked up, because I figured I'll add film books to the selection, Hell Have No Fury Like Her, which is by Lee Gambon, about the making of Christine. I bought the cheap Amazon version, and by cheap I mean it was like, less than $10, but it's quite nice, very well detailed, a bunch of interviews, a bunch of screenshots, decently produced. I'm not huge on the plain white colour that he used, but at the same time it's probably cheaper than slightly creamy or whatever, and I think it works better with the pictures, especially because they're black and white, and it has a bunch of references as well. So this is by Lee Gambon. He's done a bunch of audio commentaries as well for stuff that I've got, and some that I've watched, including most recently my Killdozer review. I specifically watched it because I know Lee, so I figured it'd be cool to actually watch a film that has his commentary and to actually watch the commentary, so I did that. So hence why I did an anime for Blu-ray on Killdozer. So go check that out. But I will be doing an interview with him soon, so I figured I'd buy a book and read it to some degree. I don't know how much of it I'll read, but I plan to read the whole thing, but it's like, yeah, but no, I mean books, it's probably not going to happen. For example, I bought this one as well from Amazon, Stuntman. And I've got like 2 chapters in, and I haven't read it in like 3 weeks now. But it's decent enough, in terms of it being about this guy's life. So this is Hal Needham, who's a stuntman, and I like stuntmen and stunts and stuff like that. Like my favorite Tarantino film was Death Proof. I know that like villainizes the stuntman, but that's kind of the joke. But yeah, so it came with a dust jacket. It was pretty not in the best of condition, but it's doable for what it is. I don't like how it has that on the base, as if it like came from a library or something. Nevertheless, yeah, I figured I'd pick that one up as well. That one being hardback. And that's the whole kit and caboodle. I guess I think that'll be a whole video, because my next one will probably be filmed in installments. I think I did everything I wanted to. Yes, I did. Wonderful. Of course, I'm still expecting things here and there. I'm waiting for my bank account to kind of just notch up a little bit. I've got the first season of Chucky coming in, the Blu-ray of that from Zavi, so that'll be cool. Hunchback, the 1939 edition. Gods and Monsters as well. After watching the Bride of Frankenstein, I really want to get Gods and Monsters, which is about James Whale. I've got some stuff coming from the Arrow video store, and some stuff from Second Sight, which keeps getting delayed, and more stuff from Zavi, but they'll all come out towards the end of the month, so I probably won't have anything else for this month. I don't expect. If you want to know what my t-shirt is, it is Tomie. It also has that on the back. Yay. I will also show off briefly, because I picked up some figurines recently. On my shelf over here we have two of the main characters from Neon Genesis Evangelion. They are actually quite tall, given how that's the NECA gremlin. These ones are from 2004. Quite of a rubbery plastic, hence why they're also clipped on at the side there. But yeah, these were from a Sega, prize pack, and I just wanted characters, figurines of the characters that were authentic to the show, basically. So hence the anime eyes and stuff like that, as you can see in their faces. Because a lot of it is they're all basically sexualized, which is kind of disappointing given especially the age of the characters. But they're really nice. Of course, I can spin it around and you can get a good picture of what it's like. Yeah. Still pretty fun. And over here, not just that, which is really cool. Sorry about the heater, just turns on, it's winter. I bought these 3 from Pop Culture, which is the Alien pack from NECA, including Lambert, the Xenomorph, the Geiger version, and Ripley. The Geiger version is a bit more holographic in a way, so you can kind of see through it a bit more, including the arms and the feet and everything. But yeah, I really want to get this version of Ripley, but I just happened to get those, and that alien is so fucking tall. He's taller than like anything else on the shelf, which is absolutely fantastic. He's like 7.5 to 8 inches tall. The rest of them are like 6 to 7 inches. Obviously this guy's a lot smaller, but yeah, just fills out the shelf a little bit more. Cool. I mean, between videos, for male videos, oh my god, I'm like, am I zoomed in? Was I always zoomed in? Whoa. Sorry, that's freaky. Between videos, I will most likely be fixing the shelf up, because as you can see, there's like a lot of this stuff lying about, so I will be doing a clean-up of the shelf. That's going to be bloody annoying. It's going to take me a few days to do over the course of a few weeks, because I don't have much free time. Yeah, I plan to do some collection videos soon in regards to the Universal Monsters and the Creature from Black Lagoon, because I've got a lot of stuff, figurines, DVDs, all that kind of shit, in regards to those. So yeah, see you next time, and adios. Enjoy the rest of your month, kiddos.